Welcome, everybody, to Studio 7. I'm Mercedes Wilson.
I'm Autumn Lewandowski.
And we're going to bring in our buddy, Matt Bove. Hey, Matt.
You guys, that music that we play at the start of the show, I just had I had my headphones on pretty loud, and I just jumped back like 3 feet because it was so loud. Like legitimately like a jump back scare because that was way louder than it normally is. I had it turned up so I could hear you guys, and oh my goodness gracious, does that hurt my ears?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Good thing it's a good tune.
Yeah,
it is a good tune.
There's a little like snap your fingers, pep in the step. It kind of like I was sitting there like nodding off, and then it was like, whoa, okay, we're back. We're back. We're ready to go.
Do you guys have rhythm? Speaking of music, do you have rhythm? Can you?
I mean, I guess you'd have to ask someone watching us. I think I do, but you know,
wouldn't you know if you have rhythm?
I mean, I think I do.
You think you do, Matt? Do you have rhythm? Or do you have two left feet?
No, I don't have any rhythm. No, I have negative. I have negative rhythm. I have the exact opposite of rhythm.
I always wonder how people don't have it because all you have to do is listen to a beat of the song.
It's not that simple, though.
Yes, it is.
That's what people that can't dance think.
If you have a bit like if
that's why they can't dance.
If it's a deep like bass, you know, you could go slow with the bass, or you know, I don't know.
I think if you think you have rhythm, you probably don't have rhythm. That's not specifically you. That's just like in general. If you're like, oh, I got good rhythm, it probably means you don't have good rhythm.
Oh my God, I love it.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Robert says he has great rhythm. So according to Matt, then you may not, Robert. According to Matt, you may, I mean, if you say you do, you may not.
Yeah.
I think you would know.
Because people around you would tell you.
I would hope. But like, I know I cannot sing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, wouldn't you think dancing would be the same way?
No, absolutely not. There's a lot of people that think they can sing, like my sister. Good Lord.
But here's the thing, dancing, like listening to music and dancing makes you happy. So what if you're off the beat? You're having a grand old time. Enjoy it.
In the privacy of your own home.
No, you could do it wherever you want.
Matt, do you agree?
Yes. I am if I'm at a wedding, right? That would probably be like the only instance when I would even be tempted to go onto a dance floor. And I know my space is just kind of sitting there and just like I don't go outside my comfort zone. I look awkward. The hands are like in the pockets and then they're slowly out of the pockets. And then if you do the slow dance, everybody who's been married 5 years on the dance floor, and it's like this.
You can always get away with doing the robot. Nobody will ever know.
No,
if you do the robot.
No, you cannot get away with that.
You can't.
No, I can't get away with that. No chance.
Oh,
no
wow,
chance.
Matt. Oh wow.
No chance.
I'm trying to help you out here.
I appreciate it.
Hands in the pockets, swaying back and forth. That's a good staple. Good go-to.
Just you know what the trick here is a drink in your hand. Because you got a drink in your hand, you can just kind of get away with standing there and doing your thing, and nobody will really question you.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. So for those of you that may not know, today is my birthday.
I just saw someone say happy birthday, and I thought,
I don't appreciate the auntie. I don't appreciate the auntie. Alex is calling me auntie. I don't appreciate.
Are you not?
No. Oh. I mean, I am, but no. That's a way to call somebody old.
Oh.
Yeah, Alex.
No, it's not. Is it?
Yes, it is. Okay, it's not. Look at this then. Look at what Alex says next.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was a little bit of a shock. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mercedes.
Happy birthday.
It's very exciting. Are you doing anything fun for your birthday?
My family is cooking dinner.
Yeah.
Normally every birthday I cook the dinner and then do the cake that of whomever we're celebrating that they like.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what they do for dessert.
Okay. You didn't like put an order in?
I did not put an order in.
I like.
I did not put
So it might be something that they like more?
Absolutely. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Because they're handling it all. No, birthdays are so special.
Yeah. So I'm just looking forward to relaxing. Thank you, Stephanie. Everybody saying happy birthday. Thank you, everyone. So it's good weather for a birthday.
It was a great day. I mean, this evening will be a little different.
It is fabulous.
You never know what you're going to get in the middle of October.
No, I mean, but we're at the peak of foliage, right?
We are, so much of the area is now like we are just at that peak. And with the
It is
wind today, it's kind
beautiful.
of going to take some of those leaves away. The southern tier is already kind of past peak at this point. There's still some colors out there, but a
Yeah.
lot of the trees down there have lost their leaves. But you probably have
You could have
a
just
good
said no.
few
You
more
could have just
days.
said they were there.
I mean, here
nothing's
they are,
fallen.
but don't go traveling too far, because then you go, oh no, all the leaves are gone down here.
Can I ask a dumb?
So
Can I
right
ask a
here
dumb
is
question?
good.
It's probably
no
a
dumb
dumb
No
question.
question is a dumb question.
Is peak substantially different in different parts of the country? Like in the Pacific Northwest, will we still be at peak? I'm not expecting you to know this off the top of your head, but does it mirror a pretty similar thing? Like we're planning on going to Mount Rainier on Friday because of the trip to Seattle coming up this weekend. Would
Mhm.
that be nice foliage, or is theirs like completely different than what we would be dealing with?
It's a good question.
I would say, I mean, being north, and well, they have more of a moderated temperature, I think, climate up there. I would think they're pretty good in the way of what their foliage looks like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They might be close to what we have. Um, Down south, it's a little bit later, just because the cooler air and sun angles and all that stuff are a little
yeah.
bit different. So you'll have to tell me what it looks like out there.
I'll take lots of pictures. That's going to be my plan. I'll take lots. What we have to decide is if we're going to go hiking or if we're going to go to Vancouver. We're going to do
Nice.
one day trip, right? Like that's our plan. We leave tomorrow. We get in late afternoon. Friday will be a day trip. Saturday will be spent in Seattle. Friday will either be Mount Rainier and we'll go hike, or we'll go to Vancouver. They're both like 2 hours in just opposite directions. Vancouver is 2 hours north and Mount Rainier is 2 hours south. So we're just going to pick which one we want to do. So
Okay, we'll talk in the break about what the weather's going to be for that.
I'll
All right.
keep you posted.
Okay, so for all of our friends watching us at home, we'll be right back. Okay, so we're talking weather, you said?
Well, we were just talking weather, I guess, right?
I thought you said during the break you were going to talk about the weather.
Mercedes, what
Yes.
are you doing? What are you doing for your birthday?
Just dinner, whatever the family has.
Yeah, like
Whatever.
are you going somewhere special or doing something particular?
No, we cook at home.
Yeah,
We cook at home because there's 6 of us.
yeah, that's a lot of people.
I mean, it's a big family, and so whenever we go out to dinner, I mean, we have to set aside a few $100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So if we cook at home, it's a whole lot cheaper, and everybody kind of gets what they like.
yeah.
So I do know when I came home earlier, I had some flowers, teddy bears. I did get a heated blanket
Aw.
Oh,
because everybody knows I hate being cold in the winter. And then a little bit of cash, which is always great. But
Yeah.
and then they said we have dinner covered. So
That's perfect.
I'm
If
a
it-
fan.
What would be your go-to? Like if I know you said you're cooking at home. Like what would be would it be one of those seafood boils?
No, because while I love my family, I don't trust them to make it.
They don't do it. Right? They don't do
That
it.
sounds
Right.
really bad, but yeah. I would say they're probably gonna make a steak as my second favorite. They'll probably make some steak, and some type of vegetable. And I have no clue for dessert. I mean, the kids will probably pick what they like.
I mean, there's not many desserts that I don't like.
No.
So
Yeah, same. Yeah, I will say someone dropped off a bag with 2 bags of Skittles in it the other day.
there you go.
So, just the best candy around, Matt.
Somebody posted in the comments here like sushi and Skittles for your birthday because they must be paying attention to what you like. Yeah, Peter,
Peter.
your family should take you out for sushi and Skittles. That's a good combo. Very good birthday
Yeah.
combo.
We do love sushi.
You guys want
We
to
do
see
love
something?
sushi.
You guys want to see
Yeah.
something gross? It might be tough to see. So this is my cell phone, and I know there's the glare of the stadium behind me, but what it says on the cell phone, I wear this thing. It's called a Whoop band. I just wear it on my wrist. It's like kind of like an Apple Watch. It just tells
Yeah.
you like a bunch of like health information. It also tells you like if there's a sleep coach connected to it. My sleep has been so out of whack lately, just because of
Yeah.
the travel and because of everything going on. My suggested bedtime tonight is 6:31 p.m. and my
Okay.
suggested wake up time is 6:28 a.m. It is telling me that I need to get
12.
back to recover 12 hours of sleep. Now
I believe it.
the fun thing
I
is
believe
that my alarm is going off at 4 a.m. to wake up and go to the airport. I have not even thought about packing yet, so I have to do all of that, and I'll probably get 2 or 3 hours of sleep. So we're not going to get
Sometimes,
12. We'll get 2 or
yeah,
3, and that's
yeah,
just
you
what we're
got to
going to have to deal
rally.
with. Yeah, we're going to have to
Wow.
rally, all right.
Welcome back to Studio 7. Matt is just telling us about his crazy schedule because, I mean, it is bill season, right, Matt?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is normal right now because we're coming off of a home game. So the weeks after a home game are usually easier, but the weeks when you travel are normally more kind of condensed and all over the place. Now, this is much more of my own doing. Seattle was when the NFL schedule came out, Seattle was the one spot. It is legitimately, I think, my favorite place I've ever traveled for a Bills game. So I knew I wanted to go a little bit early. It was able to work out that my wife would come for a couple of days.
It's so
So
nice.
we're bumping things up a couple days, but it also is, like making things very jumbled of figuring out, when's my mom coming to take over for the baby, how we're getting the dog to my in-laws' house, waking up for a flight at 4 o'clock for a 6 a.m. flight, all that other stuff that goes into it. So it'll be a little bit, when I get home, it'll be a little bit jumbled and rushed for sure.
Sometimes you need a vacation from the vacation.
Right.
I am not good at shutting down and relaxing.
Yeah.
I am not wired to do that, and I really wish
I'm
that
not either.
I really wish I had that ability. I'm always, and that's just like a day-to-day thing. It's not even just like a vacation or a trip thing. I am very much always on to the next thing. I wish that I
Yeah.
was more in the moment. I wish that I had my feet, more firmly in the ground of what was happening in front of me every day, but I'm not. I'm just not wired that way. So I think about this, and then I'm like, okay, I'm already thinking about coming back, and Alex says Matt's a beast. No, I'm just trying to get by basically. So yeah, I wish that I was more present because I just am always kind of thinking about the next thing.
Are you able to sleep on the plane?
Nope. I can't,
No.
I'm not a plane sleeper. I'm really not.
I
So
used to be.
Can you?
I used to. Now that we have Natalia, no.
I can put
No.
my head on the person's next to me shoulder and fall asleep. Whether I know
I'm
you or not.
not that comfortable. I'll
I
do it for the
absolutely-
window.
I will fall asleep on your shoulder. I'm
But
just-
speaking of traveling, so I looked up like what the typical like fall foliage is out in Seattle too, Matt.
thank you. Thank you.
And so typically last week of September and the first weeks of October.
Okay.
So you probably are right at
Like
kind
a little
of
past past peak.
yeah, like right
Nice.
at the peak and
But
cusp
it'll
of
still be
it.
nice.
Yeah, because it can go all the way through November. So
Yeah.
This will be
the expected fall peak is October 16th.
this will be one of those
So
trips
this is a few days later.
this will be one of those trips that when I'm flying out, there's always Bills fans on the flight, always, because everybody's always traveling to go watch the team. This will be one of the ones that I think will be pretty insane because there's not that many flights to Seattle. You think about some of the other places they've already been this year. It's like, oh, there's a ton of ways that you can get to Miami. There's a ton of ways you can get to Baltimore, whatever it is. I would imagine tomorrow morning my flight is 75% people who are going to the Bills game and they're trying to get out there a couple days early and have a little vacation. So that's always kind of fun to see everybody at the airport and all of like their Bills gear getting ready to travel across the country and have a nice little long weekend.
Do you have any fun stories of a time or two you've been on the plane with it being full of Bills fans?
Not necessarily like fun stories, but I remember working next to somebody who worked for ESPN, and there was the aisle between us. I was in this seat, she was in this seat, and it was her first road trip covering the Bills since moving to Buffalo, and the entire plane was filled with Bills fans. And she like looked over and she's like, "Is it always like this?" And I'm like, it's like, it is always like this. It was not what she was used to from the place where she came previously. So they always represent very, very well. And then there's also times if you're flying back and there's another game on that's pertinent to the Bills where you look up and every single television on the plane is watching the exact same thing of like, okay, everybody's kind of on the same page here.
Is there anything that you do that maybe when you're on the road, I mean, because I know you're always working, family's busy, everybody's running, that just kind of brings you down? Like fall season, everything is pumpkin, everything, right? So maybe somebody could say, "You get me a pumpkin latte, I'm good." Is there anything while you're on the road, Matt, or you, because we're just so busy, that can just kind of bring you back, center you? Anything you could think of? No?
Maybe a hot coffee. in the morning.
Anything for you, Matt?
Some calm
Yeah.
before the storm of the day.
When I was I don't know if this is the exact right answer, but when I was a little kid, my dad used to take me every once in a while to Sabres games. And I remember when you're a little kid, there's so much going on. There's all these people, there's all this stuff going on. And I remember when I was a little kid, I used to always just like kind of close my eyes for like 5 seconds and then open them. And then you would see once again, like that kind of all in front of you of like, whoa, this is crazy. Like there's 20,000 people here. There's a sporting event happening. So I find myself doing that almost everywhere I go, and at every Bills home game too, of just like kind of closing your eyes for a couple seconds and then like opening them again. Cause I think it just kind of like takes me back to that moment of like, you know, you used to do this as a kid. And it was like the best. I remember if I went to a Sabres game, it made my month. It was like, oh my gosh, in a month I'm going to the Sabres game. It was like the coolest thing. So now that I get to do it, I try and not take it for granted. So that's kind of always my way of like, even if things are getting really crazy and things are really stressful, that's kind of always my way of like, you know, snapping out of it for a second and kind of getting back into the moment.
Does it still have the same magic it did when you were a kid though?
It's different. It's definitely different. When you do something for work, I think you take it more seriously because there's pressure tied to it and there's responsibility tied to it. But, you know, at the end of the day, you're watching sports and talking about sports. So it's a pretty amazing thing to be able to get to do.
It is. It is.
What about you? I was going to say, what calms you?
Y'all already know the answer. Seafood. Y'all already know the answer. But to be honest, it's a good show in just alone time because there's 6 of us in my family. So we're always moving. There's always a moving part.
Right.
And so just to have that moment, for me, I binge watch shows and I'll get one episode in and have my tea or whatever, make something really cool. And that just kind of brings me down. But if I can get just one episode, just give me 45 minutes. I'm good.
Do you like being alone? I'm not saying all the time, but do you enjoy alone time? Because I am somebody like that also.
Yes, I'm an ambivert. So I'm an extrovert when I need to be, but when I don't, I need to power up.
Okay, I like that. I've never heard that. Is that a real phrase? Is that a real term?
It is. It is. We got to go to break. We'll keep talking about it over break. So we'll be right back. Yeah, if you look it up, it's an ambivert because I couldn't understand why I'm so drained afterwards. But I love being around people. And one of my mentors said, "It sounds like you're an ambivert." And I'm like, "What did you call me?"
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, when you are out and being a public figure, or if you have different events that you're going to, when you're done with that, it is very draining.
Yeah. And I need to disconnect and just kind of be by myself.
That's why I live about 20 minutes from the station, but it's like all throughway. I like my 20 minutes of I just quiet. I don't listen to the radio. I typically don't talk to anybody.
You got to have some Whitney on.
Sit and that's it. What?
You got to have some Whitney on that 20-minute drive.
No, I like nothing. To work is a different story. Coming home from work, I just need to have it, nice and calm.
Yeah.
My mind is in a pretzel right now because I think you just explained to me what I am, and I never knew that. I think that when I need to be social, I am usually pretty good at being social, but I also really like peace and quiet. That was also an adjustment when you're, newly in a relationship with somebody or the infancy of a marriage. My wife, I think, is kind of the opposite. My wife would much rather let's sit and watch something together. I want to spend this time together. And I understand the value of that, but I also understand that I need sometimes to just be by myself. And a lot of times that's just me walking, right? Because if I'm at the house, there's always something going on. So for me, I love just going outside and going on a walk and putting on like very calm music and just walking around my neighborhood. Or to answer what you were asking about earlier, Mercedes, in a lot of these cities, I make it a point that every morning of a game, I just go on a really long walk just because I'm in a different place. I feel like I want to kind of get lost in this place that I might never end up at again. And I also think it's the best way to see a place, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're somewhere, and
Yep.
I'm at a hotel, and then I've got to go to a stadium, and I'm going to be at the stadium for 12 hours, and then I'm back to the hotel. I'm not really going to get a chance to see where I am, but that walk kind of gives me that of like, okay,
Yep.
I'm just going to walk around random insert city here, and then
Yep.
when you go home, you're like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that, or I remember stopping and getting a coffee at that place, or whatever it is.
Yep. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, Nick says absolutely go out and venture around a little bit. Yeah, I think that that's like very, very calm and very therapeutic.
It really is. It really is. I know. Now, the
We've
one
got
thing I've
30
never done
seconds.
that people talk about is like grounding, like go out and walk with no shoes on, and feel the
I
grass.
do that.
You do? I've
Well,
never done
I
that.
don't like walking on grass, so I'll stand on my concrete. I do. I never liked the feeling of grass, so I just don't walk barefoot.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Welcome back to Studio 7. We're having some great conversations during this breaks. And we were just talking about grounding, right?
Yes.
Like things that you do to kind of put your mind at ease and kind of
I do every once in a while. I do like to meditate. I like to go if I can when it's nice outside. I'll go outside and I'll sit on the ground and I'll meditate in the backyard. Most of the time, when it's not nice, I'll just sit in front of a window and be comfortable and just. I don't even need a lot of time. Just 5 minutes to just sit there and try not to think about anything.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hard.
It is hard.
I do it.
It is very hard.
Mhm.
You can meditate? That's impressive.
I'm not well. It's always a work in progress, but it's I mean, there's so many things that you can find on like YouTube of just quick meditation, 5-minute grounding, 5 or 10-minute grounding work, and you just try to sit there, and then once your mind goes to something else, you kind of come back to the same mantra or something, and that really, really sets a different tone for my day most times.
That's a good practice. I always end up singing.
That's okay too.
Yeah.
Is it whatever makes you feel good?
I always end up singing.
Yeah.
I'm envious of your ability to do that because that's not
Yeah.
something that I think I have the skill to do. I always see like, you scroll on Instagram or you scroll on whatever you are and you see like people who do like cold tubs and it's like 6 degrees outside and they're like, oh, I go do 3 minutes in the cold tub. It's like so good for my mental health. And I'm like, no. And then I'm like,
just walk outside and we're like, that's not okay.
Like
come back inside.
All of these things. I wish I was, more self-disciplined in a lot of those ways.
Yeah. Now, Peter says doing math in ink can be meditating, which I've seen. I have some friends that do the adult coloring books too. They said that's very therapeutic as well.
I find myself, I don't pay with cash very often.
Me neither.
But when I do,
you sound like a commercial.
Yeah. But when I do, I don't know if anybody else is like this. I try to calculate the change before they ring it out. So I know what number one, it's so I know exactly what I should be getting back, but I just try to do it as a brain teaser.
Oh, okay.
So try to do that next time you're paying with
Try
cash.
that, Matt.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna give you my card, and then you're gonna give it back to me. And I'll probably
see. I had this one kid, bless his heart. I gave him, I was at a ice cream shop, and I gave him whatever the amount was, and like $2 extra and 22 cents, so I can get a $5 bill back.
Yeah,
he gave me the wrong change, less than what it should have been. And my husband said, just leave it alone. Just don't even talk to him about it. I go, but I think he should know what the proper way of giving the change and why I did what I did. He goes, you don't need to teach him right now.
No.
Okay, fine.
Somebody else can do that.
Yeah.
Right. So we have a couple people that are asking things.
Okay.
First, Nick wants to know if we get Von Miller back this week.
No, next week. He can come back after this game. This is the 4th game that he will be suspended for. It was a 4-game suspension, so he is eligible to come back next week.
Okay. And then this is the new craze. Has anybody tried the new chicken Big Mac?
No, but I absolutely would, because I tend to always lean towards chicken. I don't ever really eat fast food, but when I do, I am much more of a chicken sandwich person. So that's why I think I would like the chicken Big Mac. I mean, how could you not, right? It's a couple fried chicken patties with a bunch of like it couldn't really be bad.
Mm.
And then Tim Hortons or Dunkin'. I mean, I've got this cup right here, but this is also just like what they have at the stadium because I'm sure they're a partner with Tim Hortons. So
Yeah.
this is what I have here, but I don't have a preference either way. My preference is what is free, and this is free coffee, so it is delicious.
I didn't even know there was a chicken Big Mac.
I've been seeing the commercials, but I cannot
Oh.
tell you how long it's been since I've had a Big Mac. And I love Big Macs. I just can't eat the fast food that much. But I would try it.
I mean, I
haven't
suppose
had a Big
I
Mac
don't
in
really,
forever.
I don't eat Big Macs. I'd rather have the chicken nuggets.
There you go.
Chicken nuggets are awesome. I don't get them ever either. I couldn't tell you the last time I even went to a McDonald's, but
Oh, Natalia could tell you her order. She loves some chicken nuggets.
does she get Happy Meals?
She gets Happy Meals. Yeah, she gets chicken nuggets and she gets barbecue sauce, but she goes, I want barbecue dunk. I'm like, all right, you got it, girl.
Whatever you want.
What comes in a Happy Meal these days? What is it, like 4 chicken
Like
nuggets?
the toy. You can get 4 nuggets or 6 nuggets. You could get French fries and apples,
Same
milk,
things, right?
or
Same thing.
apple
Those
juice.
haven't changed, right?
and then some type of toy. They're all right now. I think the big craze is they give away Halloween buckets. So people
do
go
they?
crazy over the Halloween buckets rather than just the Happy Meal little container.
Oh, so like it's a
Yeah.
bucket that you can put your candy in when you trick or treat.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I did
And they're
not
all
know
different
that.
ones.
oh, that's sweet. Okay, that's
Yeah,
really
they have
cool.
Ghost ones, pumpkin ones.
Yeah. Okay, Matt. So
Now that I could tell you everything.
I got a blue bucket
know,
yesterday.
right?
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
A blue bucket. I've only got the white ones for Natalia this year.
Yes. So Matt, safe travels.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have an amazing rest of your birthday.
Yeah, happy
Yes.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
ho-
And
I
thank you
hope-
all.
Skittles and sushi.
Hey, I am not. I'm not opposed.
Not opposed.
Not opposed.
Yeah.
Have a good day, everyone.
Okay.